miles from end to end. Every road and river name burns like iron in our veins. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the line. America, hold the line. America, we rise, Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. Night is mine. In the grid of a million screens, he moves like a ghost through code and beams. A chrome cross night with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam wars flood the open gate. He reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. In the dark of the midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just the thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things we're fighting for. One nation loud and alive. We endure, we survive. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, Tactical Templar, online, steal the heart, defend the light. Hold the line. We rise, Tactical Templar, defend the light. Morning breaks on the interstate. Steel birds cut the pale blue haze. From the farms to the harbor gates, one bright flag in a million ways. Hands that build and hands that mend, hard-won miles from end to end. Every road and river name burns like iron in our veins. Hear the call, the signal rise from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar, online. grid of a million screens, he moves like a ghost through coding beams. A chrome-crossed knight with a focused eye, breaking down every false disguise. Spam wars flood the open gate, he reads the lies, he seals the breach. Every threat that tries to crawl meets a wall, meets a wall. Hear the call, the signal rise, from the coast to mountain skies. When the shadows try to land, we stand. America, hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar online, steal the heart, defend the light. In the dark of the midnight feed, he plants truth like a battle creed. No surrender, no retreat, just the thunder under his feet. From the screen to the steadfast shore, he stands for the things worth fighting for. One nation, loud and alive, we endure, we survive. America, 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 hold the line. America, tonight is mine. Tactical Templar online, guard the flame, defend the light. America, hold the line. America, we rise, we rise. Tactical Templar online, steal the heart, defend the light. Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. We rise, we rise. Tactical Templar, defend the light. He sat on a pile of gold with ale on his breath and spite in his throat. Heavy with greed, with glassy red eyes, counting his curses like stolen praise. His tower was packed with junk and bone, cheap trinkets stacked like a rusted throne. He sold his soul for a price tag grin and fed on the shame that he called a win. He raised black banners in the dawn, pointing at songs till the voices were gone. But every lie leaves a stain in stone, and every thief ends up standing alone. False flag burn, your banners turn to ash. False flag alert, the crown chasing bright treasure through fevered days, flipping his relics for silver and pride, while faithful friends were cast aside. He called for the chains, for the mute, for the break, for every voice he could make the world take. But the halls grew loud with the thunderous call, and neighbors stood shoulder to shoulder in fall. No crown for the man who feeds on fear, no feast for the one who poisons the year. He dragged his name through mud and fire, then found the bridge burned by his own desire. False flagger burn, your banners turn to ash. False flagger learn, the crowd has joined at last. Greed in your hands and envy in your eyes. False flagger fall when the whole world rises. Now the masks come off in the war drum rain, and the liar hears his own name break. No throne survives when the people sing. No fraud outlives the dawn we bring. for silver and pride, while faithful friends were cast aside. He called for the chained, for the mute, for the break, for every voice he could make the world take. But the halls grew loud with a thunderous call, and neighbors stood shoulder to shoulder in fall. No crown for the man who feeds on fear, no feast for the one who poisons the year. He dragged his name through mud and fire, then found the bridge burned by his own desire. False flagger burn, your banners turn to ash. False flagger learn, the crowd has joined at last. Greed in your hands and envy in your eyes. False flagger fall when the whole world rises. Now the masks come off in the war drum rain, and the liar hears his own name break. No throne survives when the people sing. No fraud outlives the dawn we bring. False flagger burn, your banners turn to ash. False flagger learn, and the crowd has joined at last. Greed in your hands and envy in your eyes. False flagger fall when the whole world rises. In the glow of 100 screens, tactical Templar draws his steel. From thumbnail banners to comment beams, he calls the scattered to the wheel. Bite, 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 the banners rise from basement desks and kitchen floors. Writers, gamers, camera eyes, all answer now with iron roars. Hear the signal split the night, one shared vow, one burning thread. Every channel locks in tight, every brave word raised instead. Tactical Templar, lead us on. Tactical Templar, bring the dawn. We stand as one, we hold the line. 1,000 voices, one design. Tactical Templar, break their scheme. Tactical Templar, forge the dream. No broken gates, no dark decree. The creators march, and all are free. Then came the quartering, with a smear black crown spinning his rock through the halls of the feed. He poured out doubt to drag us down, and fed on panic like it was need. But the editor sharpened every frame, the streamer raised his painted blade. The podcaster lit up the name, and none of us flinched, none of us swayed. Hear the signal split the night, one shared vow, one burning thread. Every channel locks in tight, every brave word raised instead. the smear black crown spinning his rocks through the halls of the feed. He poured out doubt to drag us down and fed on panic like it was need. But the editor sharpened every frame. The streamer raised his painted blade. The podcaster lit up the name, and none of us flinched, none of us swayed. Hear the signal split the night. One shared vow, one burning thread. Every channel locks in tight. Every brave word raised instead. Tactical Templar, lead us on. Tactical Templar, bring the dawn. We stand as one, we hold the line. 1,000 voices, one design. Tactical Templar, break the scheme. Tactical Templar, forge the dream. No broken gates, no dark decree. The Creator's march, and all are free.
Let's go! Yes!
Raise the shields of truth and craft. Hold the torches high and true. We are more than mock and draft. We are the tide he cannot do.
Let's go! Guys, we got a big, huge, mega show to get into. I'm glad you guys are here today. What a show do we have. Guys, we are going to be going off on the quartering. I saw the quarterings segment that he did about his own church. And guys, let me just make something clear. When you are part of a church family, going out there and disrespecting your church, it tells me a lot about you. So we're going to be getting into that about you. We're going to be getting into the whole thing because the quartering decided to insult his own church. He decided to insult his own church. And you know what? We're not going to let that slide. Thank you, Eric's Smug Butler, for the gifted sub over on Kick, starting up the show with some big support. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that's going to get me into what I want to talk about today. We're already off to a good start. You see, the quartering. He thought that an interview with a content creator by the name of Tobascus was going to save his dying channel and reputation. During that stream on YouTube, the quartering got $7. $7 in super chats. My goal for this stream is to get more than $7 in super chats. Because I want to, with my small channel, I want to be able to say, quartering, my channel is small. I've got about 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got 2 million. And I was able to earn more super chats than him. I want to do that this stream. So, we're gonna aim to get over $7. I know it's a high bar, but we're gonna aim to do it because it would be just so unbelievably hilarious. The Quartering is a channel on YouTube with 2 million subscribers. He got $7. So that's what we're going to aim to do on YouTube, is we're going to try to get over $7 in donations just to humiliate the quartering. It will be that much more of, a metaphorical knife in the wound, because we are going to be doing a video on the quartering, and man, oh man, that's just going to be too good. Too good. It's going to be unbelievable. So, we also have some other things to talk about, don't we? We need to talk about Frogan's big loss. We need to talk about the UK. The UK has been going through a very, very tough time. We're going to talk about Tim Walz. Guys, we got a jam-packed show for you. I'm so glad that you guys are here today. It means the world that I get to come before you and entertain you, maybe educate you, but that we get to have a conversation about what's going on, and I get to offload some of the frustration of the day. So I thank you. I thank each and every one of you for being here. So, should we just get into the quartering segment? I think we should look at some of the smaller stuff first. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to look at some of the smaller stuff first, and then we're going to get into that. So, stay tuned, because we are going to cover the quartering. We are going to get into all of that. And so, we're going to, first of all, we're gonna get into a bit of a smaller video. It's what we refer to as a mini excursion. That's what we're calling it. A more short form video. Okay. All right. So, it says Templar brand coffee would sell better. Brother, I don't think you could do worse, but I wouldn't get into coffee. Like, I couldn't do it. The only way I could get into coffee is if I had a product that had a unique twist that you couldn't get anywhere else on the market. Because people go to Starbucks, people go everywhere. I'm like Pete's Coffee. You got all these different coffee shops. People have their coffee of choice. Or if they don't give a shit about that, they just go and buy it at Costco. They buy it in bulk. They buy it for cheap. Way cheaper than I could sell it for. Why would I even try? Unless I had something special. Which I don't. I have no idea about coffee. Neither does the quartering, though. All right.
Here is your high barman. Keep it up. The quartering lost my respect when he started selling scamming packages.
Raymond, thank you. We just passed the quartering's entire super chat donation in one super chat from Raymond here. Absolutely destroyed. The quartering is humiliated once again. Maybe we'll do the quartering stuff first. In honor of that, maybe we'll do the quartering stuff first. Brothers, it's time for me to go scorched earth on the quartering in a way that I haven't done up until this point. Because it's one thing if you want to criticize certain things about culture or politics, if you want to criticize Trump, but the quartering did something that I think you really should not do, which is that the quartering came out to basically disparage his own church. He came out to disparage his own church. to run his own church into the ground, his own church family, his own pastors. And here's the thing. If you want to give criticism to your pastors, that's fine. You say, hey, you know what? Here's some feedback. But you do that in private. But the quartering, he decided, I'm going to go in front of my audience and I'm going to shit on this church and shit on the pastors. You know what? That's not flying with me. We're going to react to that video. We're going to go over it. We're going to watch it. And who the hell are you, Jeremy, to be sitting in judgment of these people at the church because you're not entertained enough? You're not entertained enough. Are you not entertained? Really? Church is not about entertainment. It's not, oh man, why can't I scroll through pastors? Going to church is about the community, the fellowship. It's about getting in touch with God and a relationship with God and showing that you're there to commit to something bigger, and in your case, way better than yourself. And yet, you are going to sit there and disparage your own church. Now, this isn't the case of the quartering went to church and, I mean, they were having pride flags and they were having, LGBTQ orgies on stage. No, that's not what this is about. It simply is the fact that he's not entertained. I'm not entertained by this. Oh, really, Jeremy? Really? You're not entertained? As though that were the highest value. As though that were the highest value. Absolutely despicable. And when I saw it, it was infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. So we're going to take a look at that right now. And we're going to go over all of it. So I hope you guys are ready. By the way, I will mention that already on this stream, this channel of mine is way smaller than the quartering. Okay? The number of subscribers I have is about 30,000. The quartering has 2 million. On Rumble, he's got 344,000. He puts this pretense that he's this big channel. In this very stream, on my small channel, I generated more super chat donations than him during the Tobuscus interview, which was going to save his channel. I got more super chats on YouTube than he did with 2 million subscribers. So, this guy, his channel, his career, it's over, okay? It's on fumes at this point. Fumes. And I've got the retard bell ready, okay? I've got the retard bell ready. We're gonna go in and we're gonna look at what the quartering had to say about his own church.
Harmful.
Side note, church complaint. So this is you're my church liaison, so you have to hear it.
Yes. Okay.
This is my first summer at church.
Okay.
By the way, she doesn't go to the church. She's not actually part of it. The quartering thinks, well, Melanie Mack says she's Christian, so therefore I can complain about my church to her. But Melanie Mack doesn't go to your church. So the only thing that she can say is, yeah, wow, yeah. What else is she going to say? She doesn't know. She can't provide you any actual feedback. What you want for her to do is basically affirm that your opinions are correct. That's what you want from her. That's why you pay her a fortune just to show up.
Boy, do they mail it in the summertime. Like our main pastor hasn't even been there the last month. It's just been mini pastors and
Oh no.
other pastors at the church. And I'm like,
Is he on
And then, like,
vacation?
he might be, or
Yeah.
he might come back and be like, "Oh, I was on a mission in Jerusalem" or something like that.
You don't know where your pastor is. Here's what I think. I don't think Jeremy goes to church very often. I don't. But wait, what do you mean? You don't know where the pastor went? Whenever my pastor goes somewhere, we get like a group text message about where the pastor's going, what he's working on, what he's doing, if anyone needs any help. Like, there's a community around the church, Jeremy. You don't know where the pastor is, but you're like, oh, he went somewhere. Like, he could be doing something good. I don't know. But I'm like bored. It's so tough to get through the church service. Because there are like mini pastors and I don't like it and I'm bored. Jeremy, I have not heard you once demonstrate that you put any effort into your relationship and your walk with God. Everything that you say about church is basically like a grifter's interpretation. So all of the feel-good mumbo jumbo, I definitely feel like I've changed and reformed. Well, you are a fat, drunken, alcoholic retard that lies and conspires to hurt your enemies behind the scenes. You, who demonstrate none of the Christian principles, are going, I know this stuff so well, I'm just so bored. It's not about your entertainment, Jeremy. It's not there to entertain you. You are there to go be part of something bigger than yourself. But you're a pill-popping alcoholic that is so addicted to the world and materialism, you don't understand the function of church. It's not there to affirm you. And if you feel that this is the wrong church for you, then go try to find another church. But you don't do that. You just bitch and complain.
But like, man, these last 4 weeks have been the toughest 4 weeks of church for me. Because like, if you ever have like a pastor that you don't really like, I really like our main pastor.
Right.
I don't like dislike the other pastors. They had a female one last week. That was about it for me.
Yeah.
They had a lady.
Was it a pastor or was it a speaker? Did they have somebody speaking or was it actually like a pastor? Because if your church has a female pastor, and the reason I'm questioning that is because I don't think Jeremy understands any of the terminologies. I don't think he understands the role of, I don't think he understands the role of anyone in the church. So, was it an actual pastor? Because if you go to church with a female pastor, Jeremy, that's not good. So, did you mean it was a female speaker? Or did you mean that she was an actual pastor? See, it's sort of like his Kona coffee. Is it blended or not? It's 100% Kona, but it's also blended. You got to be clear about these things, Jeremy.
And she was not good.
Oh no.
She was like not doing a sermon. She was like reading it was like it felt like being in a college class. Like she was just like
more like a lecture.
Okay, so
Yes.
so she wasn't preaching, like in the traditional sense. She was probably doing something to do with like apologetics, maybe something interlaced with history. I know that our church does that from time to time, but our guy that does it is like incredibly knowledgeable and he's fantastic. But Jeremy, what are you doing? You're sitting here, you're crapping on the leaders of your church. You're talking about it's the toughest 4 weeks. I hated this. Jeremy, you have not demonstrated that you've gotten anything out of church, and yet you're shitting on them and blaming them, and it's their fault? Have you done anything to reach out to help with your local church?
So it was, yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
Okay.
lecture.
Okay.
The younger guy's okay, but he makes too many jokes, and he's like a little too.
Yeah.
He tries a little too hard, but he's not that bad.
I don't like.
Oh yeah, heaven forbid that somebody make a joke to try to connect with the audience. Heaven forbid somebody try to make a joke to connect with the audience. It wasn't my type of humor. He wasn't talking about Brie Larson. This is the most obnoxious thing that I've seen in a while. This guy is at the tail end of a show that he thought was going to revive and revitalize his career. By the way, take a look at this like to dislike. Look at that bloodbath. Look at the like to dislike ratio. In fact, let's come in and let's leave it a downvote ourselves. Look at that. 509 likes, 2,790 dislikes. So, we are looking at the quartering, shit on his own church, shit on his own pastor, talk about how he doesn't like, I don't like it, it doesn't entertain me.
That where they keep trying to make a bunch of jokes. There's some that they can and it's funny, but usually a lot of times
if the old guy pastor makes like a random joke once every 3 months, it's funny.
Yeah.
But if it's like every time, like I don't care for that. Yeah. But anyway, I'm powering through. I'm hoping that, the main guy will be back. But this week
I'm powering through. This guy genuinely does not understand anything about Christianity. He is not a Christian. I'm going to say that. This guy is not a Christian. The way that he talks about his church, the way that he talks about the relationship between him and his church, it is very, very odd. It's not normal. Now, you can criticize your church, but he's done nothing to talk about what he's learned from this church. What lessons has he learned about the church? What about this church, stood out to him? How did God call him to that church? He doesn't use any of that terminology because the truth is, Jeremy doesn't believe. Jeremy has always been an atheist. He's always been this sort of grifter, this degenerate, this guy who's got, the bull comes over to his house. He's always been that guy. But the quartering looked at what was going on with Jordan Peterson and all the money Jordan Peterson was making. And after Charlie Kirk, the quartering said, you know what? I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go to church. It was part of the grift. I don't think this particular thing, I don't think it lasts the summer. The quartering has demonstrated he doesn't give a shit about God. He doesn't give a shit about Jesus. He doesn't give a shit about the faith. This guy continues to demonstrate just the most terrible judgment. This guy doesn't have any Christian principles whatsoever in what he says and what he does, how he behaves, how he acts. There's nothing humble about this guy at all.
He's shiiting on his church like some Levi jeans in Walmart.
Yeah, he's like criticizing them like it's a shirt or like it's a movie. That really is what it feels like. It feels like he's reviewing his church like it's a movie. Like, oh man, I just went to watch this episode of Church, and man, it was not good. Like, they didn't have the usual cast of characters that I like. Jeremy, it's not about that. It's about paying attention to find something within the church to use as a way to get closer to God, as a way to connect. You connect with the people there in your fellowship. You try to maintain, a connection with the pastor and, your community. But you want to build a further relationship with God. That's what you want to do. You want to build this connection with the master of the universe, the guy who created everything, who gave us free will, who loved us enough to give us free will. You want to build a relationship with that guy, but you don't understand it. You're too ignorant. You're too low IQ. You probably pop a couple pills before you go to church. You genuinely have no, and I mean this, you have no Christian elements about you at all. None. And the only thing that I see from you talking about church is you shitting on your own congregation, your people, your compatriots, your brothers in arms. You are an embarrassment to the Christian faith. That's the damn truth. You are. You are an embarrassment to the Christian faith. You have not demonstrated any of the works. Any of the works. You've not demonstrated any of it. In fact, Jeremy, I would argue that you are pushing people away from Christ with your behavior and what Melanie Mack has done. Now, keep in mind, Melanie Mack went on a show with Chrissy Mayer, and Chrissy Mayer said that Jesus Christ would be in favor of deplatforming. These are not Christians. These are not Christians. They are part of a grifting heresy cult that continues to pump out poisonous garbage that is not in any way aligned with the actual true Christian faiths. How on earth do you come on here and you say, I don't like my pastors. I don't, it's not that I hate them. I'm not entertained. You're not entertained? Like it's a show. It really does treat it like it's a show. And when I saw this, it made me furious. Because the whole thing about the Quartering's transformation is, he goes, guys, I use Charlie Kirk. I'm coming to church now. I've been reborn. Christ, Jesus has worked in my life. But no. The fruits of your work, they are barren. They are absolutely barren. And it's evident by the people you surround yourself with, what comes out of your mouth. And you know what? When Christ returns and you are judged, Christ will look at you and he will say, away from me, I never knew you. Because being a Christian in name only, it's not enough. It's not enough to be a Christian in name only. I pray for people all the time. And in fact, we're going to be praying for people on stream. But most of the time, if I'm praying, if I decide to pray, it's a conversation in private with God. I don't do it for cameras or anyone else, but I know that there is also power in prayer. So if there's a prayer request and stuff like that, I get together with some people in the chat who choose to pray, and we pray together. But Jeremy, none of Christianity should be performative or for entertainment. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't be fun and entertaining, but that's not the purpose. That's not the purpose of it. This is insane to me. That he came on here after the end of this Damascus stream and he just shits on his church.
Has been
better. Power through it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just summer. What I was asking was, is it normal that like things slow down a little bit in the summer? Certainly attendance is way down.
Especially if if the pastor is on vacation, then usually things aren't going to be.
No, it's all about what you put into it. It's all about what you put into it. Our church, we're blessed that we have great people that are willing to speak. There are some sermons that resonate with me more than others. But I would never come on here and say, guys, I hate my church. I was so bored. Guys, it was such a slog. Man, I went to church and it was such a chore to get through. Guys, it was such a bore. Oh man. It was such a torturous event. The way that the Quartering talks about church is basically, it sounds like what a demon would say about church. Like, oh my gosh, I can't walk in there because I'm going to burst into flames. Hey, maybe Jeremy, maybe it'd be better if they just put on a movie for you in the kids' room. Maybe that would be more of your level.
That's good until he gets back.
Yeah.
But it happens.
I was like ranting about it, and I was like, man, if they want, like summer attendance is down for churches across the board, I assume.
Why would you assume that? No. Summertime. Oh my God. The quartering just thinks that people evaporate and just decide not to. Oh, it's summertime, they don't go. No, summertime they come the most. No, it's winter. Yes, you've got Christmas, but a lot of times during the winter, if it's on the East Coast, a lot of times they have to cancel service because the weather is terrible. So there is a much higher likelihood that you're not going to be able to go to church in the winter time than in summer. But Jeremy uses that as a cope. Every time the quartering talks about his low numbers, it's always an excuse. It's always, well, guys, maybe it's just everyone else is off doing something because it's summer. Or, Crowder's on. That's why my numbers are low. No. Jeremy, the reason that people aren't coming to watch your stream is because they don't like you. They don't trust you. Your content's boring. And you don't really stand for anything. Jeremy, you are the Democrat Party of political commentators. You stand for nothing. You will do anything to virtue signal or say what you think people want to hear. But when it actually comes to a vision, when it actually comes to doing something that matters, you are one of the most worthless vanilla content creators I've ever seen. And it's taken this long, but people are finally waking up to that fact.
And
yeah,
the thing is, like, I was like, I was like bitching and moaning during the sermon to my wife.
Yeah.
I was like, keep that Christmas energy in summer and maybe people will come during summer.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like Christmas is like high energy.
Oh yeah.
Huge production for like 3 straight months. Church is awesome.
Yep.
And then Easter gets good again. And then in the summer, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I know, baby Jesus, it's not supposed to be entertaining. I get it. But I guess like it's probably just true that people it's summertime. People are on vacations. They're going camping. They're not. But I wonder if they kept that same Christmas energy in the summer, then if attendance would get better. Probably wouldn't. Church has free AC. That's true. It's 90. It was 90.
So while the service is going on, I want you guys to keep this in mind. While the church service is going on, the quartering is like, oh my God. He's whispering to his wife, oh my God, I hate this service. This service is so boring. Why are we even here? I don't like this. I don't like this. This isn't entertaining me. He's literally whispering to his wife. Everyone can probably hear him. He's embarrassing his wife. He's probably alienating a lot of people in the church. Like, oh my God, there's that fat guy that smells bad, that talks during service. Now, Jeremy would be the type of person that would criticize a black family for talking during a movie, but he's sitting there talking to his wife during church, going, oh man, oh, this is so boring. Oh, this is torturous. I don't know how much longer I can stay. Maybe we could go and get in the car and then we can go back and I can open some more Pokemon cards. Yeah, I really want to get back on stream. Man, this just isn't doing it for me, man. It's so boring. Maybe we could go and do something else. Hey, can we get an ice cream on the way home? Pretty please? Can we get an ice cream? Man, I really could do with an ice cream right about now. Oh man, are they still talking? Man, I wish this would be over so that I can just go tell people that I went to church. That's it. That guy is sitting there talking during service, shitting on the church. You don't think people pick up on that? You don't think people notice that? You know? And if it's that bad, yeah, excuse yourself and go home. But no, the quartering, No, not him. He wants to be able to tell people he went to church, but he didn't get anything from it. Jeremy, you know nothing about the faith. You know nothing about the church. You know nothing about anything. And yet you're sitting here shitting on my religion. You are bastardizing this. You have no right to do that. And you know, Jeremy, God will not be mocked. You do not fear God. I think that is one of the issues as well. You treat God in the way that people would, think of like, yeah, I can pay attention to him sometimes. But most of your life is based on materialism and collecting things and vendettas and personal issues and grievances and all of that. But you should be a God-fearing man. You should be. Because God isn't going to buy into your bullshit. When you have to stand before the Almighty and make an accounting for your life, when you have to make an accounting, this is going to be part of it. I gave you this gift of life. Why didn't you help people at your church? Why didn't you make an offer to be more part of that community? Why didn't you go out there and spread the word? When things were at their worst, why don't you make your videos including your faith? Jeremy, when people watch your videos, nobody hears anything about God or Jesus. Not really. Not unless it's an opportunity to grift. Why don't you use it as an opportunity to tell people the good news about Jesus Christ? Why don't you actually do some research? Open up your fucking Bible, Jeremy. Open up your Bible and read. Read the lessons therein. And then you know what? When you get done with that, read it again. And then when you get done with that, read it again. And then when you get done with that, read it again. Read it 5 times, 7 times, 7 times 7 times 7. You read the Bible, and every time it will reveal something about you and the world. There are people that I know that are 91 years old. 91. And they're still finding new things in the Bible. They're still finding revelations. Not the actual chapter, but revelations in their life. Not revelation. Revelations.
4 here yesterday and humid. Very humid. It was brutal. For a fat guy, this was not my weather. Like this was not good. Mel, I have 200 pages left in the Bible. That's it. It's been back and forth with holding my attention, but I'm reading every word.
There you go. You got it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're almost there.
I have a really hard time reading it too.
Yeah.
I think Melanie said this, or maybe I read this somewhere. Like just power through. And
power through it, and then
it's
also,
almost like a book that you'll get on the 3rd reading.
Like, it helps as you keep
hard.
reading it, yeah. And then plus, make sure you're reading a translation that you like, that you can follow easier and understand well. Like NLT is really good for that. Because
that's the one I got.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So it helps power through it.
He got the NLT because he was confused. He thought it was a BLT. Jeremy, you're talking about the Bible. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Now it's not just church. Now the Bible is tough to get through. Well, I imagine it is for you, Jeremy. I imagine the Bible is very difficult for you to get through because the Bible is telling you that all the things that you're doing in your life are wrong and that you should probably fix them. But you don't want to fix them because you're addicted. What do you mean? Jeremy, if you really wanted to read through the Bible, you could get an audiobook and you could listen to it as you do things. And you could rewind it and you could listen to it again. If you are that fucking illiterate that you can't read, Jeremy, there are audiobooks. Or, hey, you know what? Oh, I'm not going to buy an audiobook. Then maybe you get the Bible in a PDF format and you listen to it text to speech. I don't know, Jeremy. I can't do your walk for you. But my point here is to bust the bubble that you have built around this and demonstrate that what you are doing is not Christianity. It is some woo-woo, weird, I don't have to read the Bible, I can shit on my church, I don't have to, be part of the fellowship, I don't have to do any of that, and I'm good. No, Jeremy. You are making a mockery of the faith. And you deserve to be judged for it. You do. You absolutely do. You got Jian Wong with an Australian $5. I hear Bible study classes covering the Book of Enoch is very popular in ancient alien circles. I'm sure, because the Book of Enoch is not technically the Book of Enoch is not technically recognized. So I don't know if you call it Bible study because it's not a book from the Bible. So, Jeremy, my message to you, and I mean this sincerely, you need to rediscover what it is that you hope to gain from Christianity. Because clearly you're not about giving, you're about taking. So what do you hope to get out of it? What do you hope to have it do for you? Obviously, it's not changing your life. You look miserable. You haven't changed at all. You're the same. So what do you want it to do for you? That would be my question. What are you hoping it does?
There are some books that are more, I mean, it's all extremely important, but sometimes hearing about like ceremonial law and stuff can be not as gripping as like when you get in Judges, for example, and it's like Game of Thrones, so it's it's very important. So good on you for pushing through.
My favorite book in the Bible is the book of Acts, if not the Gospel of John, but the book of Acts. The book of Acts, I think, is one of the most interesting. But she compared it to Game of Thrones. And again, she's appealing to this fat fuck's need to be entertained. The need to be entertained. The need to have it be like Game of Thrones or a movie. No, it doesn't have to be. It's not about your entertainment. It's not about entertainment at all. It's about learning something. This is not a work of fiction. This is a historical book that is retelling the tale through multiple different perspectives of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the line that built right up to him. So I would take this stuff very seriously.
True.
Yeah, I think the reading this weekend was from like, I never even heard of this book of the Bible. Is it Colossus or
Colossians?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
The book of the Bible. They were reading this book called Shadow of the Colossus. And Shadow of the Colossus 2:12 said, "Oh my gosh. Oh man. I'm Look. You get the name wrong, fine. Okay, I get it. Okay, you get the name wrong. All right. I'm not going to come in too hard on you for that. But Jeremy, what the hell? Like, you don't even know, you didn't even do any research after church? You didn't do any research after church to see what this had to say? You reading on further? No, because Jeremy just wants to sit there and treat it like it's a YouTube video.
I'm like, what about like you know, we did Corinthians, like the entire book of Corinthians, like I liked that when the church was doing that. I was like,
which Corinthians? Corinthians 1? Corinthians 2? What? Which Corinthians?
heck yeah, because then I can read it at home.
Right.
And
Wait. Right. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Right. Right. Wow. Oh, guys, I could read it at home. Wow. Couldn't you read the entire Bible at home? Couldn't you read the entire Bible at home, Jeremy? Why can you only read Colossians? We don't know if it's Colossians 1 or Colossians 2. You know, might as well be a comic book called Shadow of the Colossus for as much research as he's done. But Jeremy, what was the message? What was the important bit that you learned? Nothing. Well, you're shitting on the church. You can't even pronounce the name. It's like looking at somebody graduating from high school, but they've got like a 3rd grade reading level. Yeah, I went to church. I hated it. It was so boring. What'd you learn? Well, there's this book called Colosseum. It's called Colosseum? Yeah, I think it was called Colosseum. What was it about? Well, Captain Marvel and Spider-Man. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And then like go to church and then like get it explained to me. Then we got away from that. Now we're just kind of doing this like this sermon thing isn't that interesting to me, but
right.
It'll get better. I'm still going.
Oh my gosh. He treats everything like it's about him. He treats everything like it's about him. He treats everything like it's about my entertainment. I'm bored, but I'm still going to go. It's miserable. I'm like, ugh. Can't they just get done? Because he just wants the service to be over. Jeremy, how unbelievably disgraceful you are. And just for that, I'm going to read the bell. That's the bell. Yeah, it says everything is a chore to him. That's what it feels like. Yeah, going to church is a chore. Reading the Bible is a chore. Learning about everything is a chore. It's a chore. I had to go and sit there and try to commune with God and learn about this. Oh, it's so boring. I'd much rather be at home creating slop videos for no one to look at. I'd rather be watching videos on YouTube. That's brain rot. Can I just tell people? I went to church? Jeremy, this is horrible.
It wasn't Ecclesiastes. I don't think I'm remembering it right, but it was one I was like, well, I never even heard of that book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is there a book in the Bible that you do know, Jeremy? Jeremy, you've not read any of the Bible. You've not read any of the Bible. What are you doing? Why are you even going to church? You go to church, you don't get anything from it because you're an absolute fat, disgusting, pill-popping, alcoholic Neanderthal. You're not even taking the time to try, Jeremy. You're not even trying. Have you done any Bible study at all? Any actual Bible study? Have you actually gone home and read the Bible because you want to learn? No. Have you put on an audiobook? No. Because you don't give a shit.
The Colossus, LOL. I knew it was wrong when I said it.
The Book of Colossus.
The Book of Colossus. It's a Marvel one. Yeah, it's a X-Men or whatever. Let's see. Let's see. Just checking chat. Oh, Genesis, Job, Daniel, Revelation. I don't know what that means. Let me see if I miss any chats, and then we'll get.
I don't know what that means.
Let's see. Don't let's see. Just checking chat. Oh, Genesis, Job, Daniel, Revelation. I don't know what that means.
He doesn't know Genesis. He doesn't know the book of Job. And he doesn't know the book of Revelation. Jeremy, I think that you should absolutely read the book of Job. I think you should read the book of Job. I think that is very important because you're currently going through a Job-like story of your own. You're about to lose everything that you have. So you may want to actually read that. He doesn't know the book of Job. He doesn't know Genesis. And he doesn't know Revelation. Somebody in chat literally just listed out 3 books from the Bible, and he didn't know what they were.
Let me see if I miss any chats, and then we'll get out of here for the day. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. What day is tomorrow?
Wednesday. Yeah.
What day is
Thursday and
tomorrow? What is going on with this guy? What is going on with the quartering? I don't understand. What do you mean, what day is tomorrow? Oh my gosh. He's got genuine dementia.
Today, I don't know. Do you want to take off Thursday or not? It's up to you.
We can. Yeah.
It's up to you. We'll decide. It's going to be slow because
yeah.
holiday. It's the 4th of July.
Slow? It's not slow. We've got tons of news to cover today, Jeremy. What do you mean slow? It's not slow at all. Oh my gosh. No. What day is it? Is it close to the weekend yet? Can I say how is your weekend going to be?
July is this weekend, and
Oh, that's true.
yeah. So
Yeah, that'd probably be good then.
yeah, we'll see. I'll still do the Thursday morning show, but
Okay.
if you want to do the afternoon show, we'll do the afternoon show.
Okay.
But if you want to start celebrating the 4th early, we can just take that day off too.
Okay.
If you want.
Sounds
You let me
good.
know.
I'll let you know.
All right. All right. Bye, everyone.
Oh my gosh, that was a chore to get through. You want to talk about a chore to get through? That was a chore to get through. And by the way, guys, that clip was about 6 minutes. That was 6 minutes of the quartering stream. 6 minutes. That is how unbearable the quartering stream is. It felt like an hour. It felt like an hour. And Melanie Mack, the whole time she just affirms it. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So it does sound like a dying cat. It does sound like a dying cat. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Jesus would be okay with deplatforming. Wow. Right? Wow. Yeah, she's milking him for a paycheck. She's absolutely milking him for a paycheck. She's phoning it in. Wow. Right? Wow. Yeah. That's literally all she does. Wow. Yeah. That's it. That's Melanie Mack. That's her. Man. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Most expensive parrot ever. Yeah, true. That's really funny. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the doll. Yeah, the doll. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Masterful work. Masterful work there. Wow. Oh, brothers. Okay. So, when are you guys doing this weekend? All right. All right. Brothers, you remember many years ago when you were told it's just $2? Who really cares? Why do you even care? It's just $2. It's just $2. Why do you guys care? Why does it even matter? Now, if you don't remember, this was a horse that Bethesda put for sale, and they charged just $2 for it. That's it. A cosmetic $2 horse. And now today, we're dealing with an entire ecosystem that nickel and dimes consumers in a way that we couldn't have even imagined. And honestly, saying nickel and dime doesn't even do it justice, because World of Warcraft they will release a full mount for $90. They will release a $90 mount in World of Warcraft now. So it just started with $2, and you were asked, why do you even care? Well, I'm here to tell you why you should care. I'm here to tell you why you should care a lot. It's a little late for that, but the reason is because once they realize they could take $2 from you, they're going to keep doing it over and over and over and over. And that's why when you hear people make an argument from irrelevancy, you need to tell that person to shut the fuck up. You need to tell that person to shut the fuck up. You need to basically shut that person down, because anyone who tells you you're coming at it from a perspective of irrelevancy, that is a person that is ultimately responsible, in part, for what we have to deal with in the gaming space, which is ever expensive mounts, ever expensive DLC. You get less and less and less. And the reason is because these companies know that they can do it. They know they can do it. They know they can get away with it, so they're going to continue. They're going to give you unfinished trash. They're going to remove your physical games. They're going to make you pay out the nose for DLC. And by the way, when games are digital, they may go on sale every once in a while, but the main price of the game is going to continue to remain high. They're going to be able to artificially continue to keep game prices high. It's also part of the strategy. They don't want you to own the game. They want you to own nothing, and they want you to be happy about it. Well, I'm here to tell you, we're not happy about it. We're not going to take it. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to sit for it. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay. Give me 1 second. TT clips. Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. Here we go. Doyle says, why does TT hate Sailor Moon? I don't hate Sailor Moon. I don't hate Sailor Moon at all. I think it's just fine. But for me, when I was a kid, I hated Sailor Moon because I would get home when Sailor Moon was like half over and Dragon Ball Z was on next. And I'd want to watch Dragon Ball Z. I'd be like, I want to watch Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to watch Sailor Moon. So I wouldn't say I hate it. It just was annoying. You know, I wanted Vegeta versus Goku. I wanted to see the Saiyan saga. You know, I wanted to see the Namek saga. I wanted to see Goku versus Vegeta. Goku versus Vegeta, sure. I wanted to see Goku versus Frieza. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Goku versus Frieza. I wanted to see that whole thing play out. Man, what an epic time. Doyle says, I never seen DBZ. Wow, that's sad. Brothers, Nintendo announced a couple of days ago, I think it was actually more of a week at this point, that there was going to be a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. And ever since then, people have been speculating about the price, what's going to be in the game, what is going to come accompanied with it. Are they going to have like its own disc, like an orchestra? You know, is it going to have a soundtrack? People are basically thinking this is going to be something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, where they redo the entire premise itself. Or they go a completely different direction. So, it's been very interesting. Well, we have an answer to one of those questions. How much is the game likely going to cost? So, what did you guys think it was going to be? Did you think it was going to be $20, $30, $40? Well, as of right now, and this isn't official yet, but according to rumors and leaks, which I think this one makes the most sense, there will be a physical version of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Remake, priced at $59.99. The physical edition price reveal. However, the official Nintendo page for the game still doesn't list a price, though we should expect something soon, especially after this reveal. So, it's going to cost $60. $60. Now, that's physical. I don't know if it's going to be 60 physical, 50 digital, but with the way that Nintendo has been pricing their games, I wouldn't be surprised. But, sold. Okay? Sold. I will happily pay $60 for this game. I am looking forward to this like few games that I played. I can't wait. I cannot wait for this game. It's going to be amazing. Now, what I will say is there are a lot of really high expectations, and I think that there are going to be a lot of people in the Zelda community that are going to be disappointed. Not because the game is bad. I think the game is going to be phenomenal. I think the game is going to hit people in a way that they're not expecting. I think the nostalgia is going to be strong. I think the Nintendo team, listen, I'm just going to be honest. And you guys know this is true. Nintendo has never put out a bad game. There are certain games that you say, well, maybe this isn't the most Zelda of games. But when it comes to The Legend of Zelda, every game in the franchise is good to great. It's good to great. Some of them even go further beyond. So I think they're going to do a phenomenal job here. But even still, I do think there are going to be people who are disappointed. And the reason they're going to be disappointed is because it's not what they're building up in their head. You see, what you've had some Zelda content creators come out and hope for is they're going to redo the dungeons. They're going to change every bit about it. Every bit of it. They're going to basically have new dungeons. You know, that's essentially what it is. They're going to redesign everything. There's going to be nothing of Ocarina of Time in the dungeons. They're going to remake every bit of it. And I'm here to tell you, I think this Ocarina of Time, I think it's going to look more like Star Fox 2026. I think it's going to look more like that. I think it's going to be a graphically beautiful remake with more story, more voice acting. I think it's going to be exactly like the old Ocarina of Time with new stuff, music. I think there's going to be an orchestra. I think they're going to put everything behind making this the definitive version of Ocarina of Time. But do I think they're going to redesign the dungeons and add new dungeons and add new content and make it open world like Breath of the Wild and give you, a paraglider and allow a cooking mechanic? I've heard some people talk about cooking mechanics. No. Are they going to let you craft things? No. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be stylized graphics. It's going to be a better soundtrack. It's going to be gorgeous. There's going to be voice acting. It's going to feel more epic because they're able to tell a story better than on the N64. The 3DS remake, they weren't trying to do anything different. That was like a remaster, basically. But this is a remake in the same way that the new Star Fox is a remake. That's what you can expect. That's what you can expect. I know, some people are going to be upset at that, but it is reality. I'm not paying full price for a remake. I'll be pirating this then. Okay. What a stupid statement. I'm really disappointed if that's the price, because that likely means it's going to be a simple remaster. Well, I don't think it's going to be a simple remaster. The new Star Fox also was the same price point. And it does seem that Nintendo is pulling away from the $70 pricing. You guys notice that? You guys notice that on some games Nintendo was pulling back from $70? They have not, to my knowledge, released another game that was $80. As good as this sounds, I'm not buying a Switch 2 because I don't want to support Nintendo. Okay, well. Did you guys see this? Okay. The year is 2029, and you own nothing. In loving memory of PlayStation games. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. Anyway, I wanted to do this video because I thought this was an interesting take. Here's my commentary. I said sold. $60 for a full remake, and it's physical. No brainer. Yeah, for me, no brainer. A physical copy for $60? I mean, that's going to be extremely rare because soon there aren't going to be physical games at all, right? I think Nintendo is going to keep physical games. I do. And I think it's going to be a way for them to differentiate themselves, because if they want to get rid of physical games, Nintendo is going to capitalize on that. They are. They're going to take that blunder and they're going to run with it. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this very, very briefly. It looks like we are going to be getting a beautiful, beautiful remake, but not the completely new game that I think a lot of people were looking for. But for $60, we're going to happily pay that price, and we're going to check it out. We're going to see for ourselves. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, give me 1 second. Yeah, KOTOR 3 is KOTOR 3. Man, I would be so nervous. I would be so nervous with a KOTOR 3. Because, I mean, you really want BioWare working on your game now? In the big 2026, do you want BioWare working on your game? Hell no. Hell no. I don't want BioWare working on my game. Okay. Let's see. Me. Ocarina. Okay, so we've got the price reveal. Yeah, we all would feel nervous. It says, I have probably played 2,000 to 3,000 hours of KOTOR. I hope we never get KOTOR 3. Damn, isn't that sad? It's sad that that's the reality, that the better option is just not to make the game. Damn. That's brutal. What's this? What's this?
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with TDS? The symptoms can be relentless. Fortunately, I'm Dr. Trump, and I have a treatment plan. Let's hear what some of my patients have to say.
I have been suffering for over a decade, and after listening to Dr. Trump, I can see some results.
Man, I've been suffering for years. I really didn't believe that was help out there. That was when I came across this video on TV.
I really thought I was a lost cause. This was gonna affect me for the rest of my life. But after using the treatment plan, I can see a difference.
I really wasn't sure I could help some of these people.
Angry
They
boomer
were so
shouts at
far-
things on the internet.
Well, thank you, George 12 for the 200 Nokias. I don't know what the transfer rate on that is. Noke. That's $20? Really? Wow. That's a very impressive donation. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Let's go! We got way more money than the quartering this stream. Let's go! Suffer, Jeremy. Cry more, bitch. Can we have a prayer? Yes, we do need to. We do need to have a prayer. We do. We do need to have a prayer. One of the old ladies had a seizure and is in the hospital. Yeah, we are gonna. We'll have a prayer right now. We'll do prayer time. Okay. Dear Lord, we just come before you and we pray for this lady that is in need of your healing touch, in need of your help. I pray that you be with her, that you be with her family. You know their heart, Lord. We don't even know their name, but you know them. I pray that you be with them, that you help them. Lord, I just pray that you be with anyone who is suffering right now, hurting right now. I pray that you be with them, that you strengthen their heart, that you give them courage for what's to come next. I pray that you heal them, you cleanse them, and you work them into your plan to glorify and serve you. Lord, I pray for anyone who needs this, who needs to hear this. I pray that you let my voice carry to them. And I say this in Jesus' holy name. Amen. See. Well, thank you very much for the donation, my friend. That is extremely appreciated. Extremely appreciated. You know, the one thing I say about donations are never required. They're never required, but they are greatly appreciated. They allow me to do some pretty cool things. So I thank you guys. Thank each and every one of you who donate, who support the channel. Because I know that there are a lot of corporations, a lot of people vying for your money. And the fact that you would donate to my little channel, it means more than I can say. I'll put it that way. So thank you. You know. So let's move on. We're gonna finish the video.
Gone, I wasn't really sure.
I had no idea how much this was affecting my life. My work is slowed down. I'm hardly recognizable anymore. I just needed help.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Constantly angry. I made everyone miserable around me.
I feel like I've aged 20 years in the last 2 years. I've been so concerned. I was really starting to worry about my future.
Julia Roberts.
The treatment is simple. Turn off. Fake news. Say your prayers, and if you ever feel anxious, just have a Diet Coke like me, and you're going to see a remarkable difference in your life.
Take your vitamins, say your prayers, and drink Diet Coke. That's the cure for TDS. Can you believe it, guys? Take your vitamins, say your prayers, and drink a Diet Coke. That cures TDS. Max and Sector says, remember, Templar demands your donations. I'm not DSP. I'm not the quartering. I'm not demanding anything. I'm not demanding shit. But, guys, should we talk about Frogan? You guys want to hear about Frogan? Actually, before we talk about Frogan, brothers, Democrats hate this country. That's not hyperbole. It's not hyperbolic rhetoric. It is the truth. People on the left hate this country, and it's in a way that is sickening and unhealthy and wrong. As you know, we are just, at this point, pretty much 1 day away from the 4th of July. And the left has been doing everything they can to downplay the significance of America's 250th birthday anniversary. So they've been going out there and they've been canceling firework events. They've been downplaying it because these people are genuinely evil. These are communists. These are people that hate the United States and what it stands for. And so what I want to look at is a true patriot. A true patriot. This woman here, who looked at the Brockton mayor, Rodriguez, that he canceled the 4th of July fireworks display for America's 250th. A patriot confronted him.
That's all I have to say.
I have something to say. You lied to us. You told us we were going to have a big celebration on July 4th here at City Hall, fireworks and everything. You said Chief Nardelli didn't so-called like it, but you were going to have it. And now we're down to a 1-hour social ice cream thing. Flag raising.
Yep. 1 hour.
Unbelievable. 250
Man, absolutely base patriot. And of course, you've got one of these Democrats, last name Rodriguez, going, well, best I can do, we can't do fireworks. Best I can do is an ice cream social. Yeah, for America's 250th anniversary, we're getting an ice cream social. Ice cream social.
Ma'am, I know that that's not the reason why we're here, but I just want to let you know that we were not able to get a fireworks company to produce fireworks for.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You could have gotten something, you just didn't want to.
For us. And we don't want to do anything illegal in this.
We don't want to do anything illegal. You're full of shit. I can smell the stink on you. You're full of shit. He's lying. These people hate this country, and they hate you for not hating this country. He didn't put any effort into this because they don't care. They don't give a shit about this country. They don't care about you. And that's why we're highlighting it. Because if you vote for Democrats at this point, there is something deeply and profoundly wrong with you. I'm not saying that the Republicans are great. No, they fuck up all the time. But you know what? The Republican Party at this point is the only option. You can vote some of these Republicans out. You can work within that system to get them out. But man, this guy, what a weasel.
Community. So we're going to do the best that we can to celebrate the 4th of July on this plaza tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, you've been missing in action.
That's it.
You've been missing in action. Absolutely based. His excuse is that he was not able to find a company for fireworks. Pure horseshit. I'd rather be an American than a Democrat. Don't hate the Democrats enough until you hate them as much as they. True. Buffalo and New York leaders said the same thing.
This year's 4th of July. Officials tell us the idea had been in discussion. Buffalo says fireworks are not in the cards for this year's 4th of July. Officials tell us the idea had been in discussions, but after exploring potential locations, a safe and widely accessible viewing area could not be found. As a result, there will not be a downtown fireworks display this year.
Right. Guys, we couldn't find a place to do it safely. Right. Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And that's what you need to understand. What you're viewing here is the Democrat Party. They hate you. They hate this country. They don't want you to celebrate it. We wouldn't want to do anything illegal, but they will do nothing about illegal immigrants or minority crime sprees. He's absolutely right. I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus. Yeah, isn't that disgusting? He's a liar. He can get these anywhere. Yeah, no, they just didn't want to do it. Isn't that disgraceful? America 250th anniversary. Oh, I bet they could get fireworks if it were for George Floyd. Guys, we're going to celebrate 6 years of sobriety for George Floyd. Oh man, I bet you they could get some people. I bet you they could get some fireworks then. Man, these people are traitors. They hate this country. They hate what it stands for. They hate you for being a Christian. It's like they are some of the most despicable people I've ever seen. And honestly, if it were up to me, they'd all be deported. They'd all be removed. These people have no right to be here. They have no right to be here. You're not going to put on a firework display for America 250? Get out of here. Man. Well, apparently there is for America's 250, they've invited a bunch of influencers. They've invited a bunch of people. And so, for the 4th of July, it seems that, it seems that they've invited a bunch of influencers to the White House. I bet you the White House is going to put on a firework display. They're going to be able to figure it out. Says technically, that's not the worst part. There is going to be a midnight ball drop in New York City on the 4th that no one is allowed to go see. It will be live streamed instead. Well, that's stupid. But I mean, New York City is a fallen communist hellhole. Yeah, it's an embarrassing left-wing, debacle. And honestly, it's not going to fix itself until somebody comes in there and basically just goes full-blown authoritarian and starts throwing these Democrats in jail, which needs to happen, by the way. That's how you're going to solve this. You're going to say, all right, well, we have something that we need to do. We need to go in. We need to send in the military. We're going to arrest these Democrats, these communists, these traitors, these people that are foreign. They're not from this country. We're going to denaturalize them. We're going to deport them. We're going to send them all away. And these leftists, these Democrat groups, we're going to round them up too. We're going to put them in jail. The moment that you do that, the moment that you start thinking like that, you win. Because at that point, you can actually maybe take back some of these cities. You can actually make them livable. You can make them beautiful again. Have some pride in your towns. Establish some semblance of order and reason. But until then, it's going to get worse. Until it gets better. Anyway, I just want to say, have a very happy July 4th. Hopefully you spend it with family, see some fireworks, have some good barbecue food as the American tradition. But yeah, I think that we should all be celebrating America 250 and do so to be proud of one of the greatest nations on earth that has done things that no other nation can claim to do in such a short period of time. No other nation could do what America has done. And there are some countries that are still living in the Stone Age. They're about 200 years behind us in terms of technology and innovation. So keep that in mind and be grateful. It's a blessing to have been born in the United States of America. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Should I do a July 4th stream? Do you guys think would you guys like that or no? I'll leave that up to chat. We're gonna ask chat. Okay. All right. I'll put it like this. Would you like to see a July 4th stream? Will you come? Will you come join me? All right, we run the poll on YouTube. We'll see. We'll see what people say. Okay. As long as there is a free 50 cal ammunition giveaway. What I may do what what I could do. All right. This is tentative. I have to see if I can do this. All right. I'll have to double check to see if I can do this. Okay. Let me just give you my idea. All right. What I may do. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm definitely going to do this. But what I may do. All right, I'm going to bring you in close. Okay. I'm just going to share the secret with you guys. Nobody else. What I may do is I may open my window and I may go into the backyard and I may shoot off some of my guns so you guys can hear it. So you guys can hear it. But technically not shooting on stream. You guys will be able to hear it, maybe. Probably. Definitely. You guys will be able to hear the bullets. Maybe. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know. What do you guys think? If I do a 4th of July stream, I may go out and I may fire off some rounds. Open up the window. It's not technically, firing on stream. It just so happens that I walk away and I don't, I don't mute the mic. And maybe you guys hear it, maybe you don't. So what do you think? Go to the border and have fun. However, I think the ammunition is going to be 9mm, okay? It says do it for me in the UK. Okay, I will. The ammunition is going to be 9mm. I would do, oh man. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I shouldn't say this, okay? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to overshare, all right? I am running low on my 45 ACP ammo. I'm running very, very low. I got the 9mm. I got the shotgun shells. Those are fine. But the 5.56, the 5.56, kind of low on that as well. I mean, I got enough. I got one magazine, okay, which is fine. But I think it'll have to be 9mm, okay. So, yeah, I know. Ammo is getting expensive. I got the 9mm. Got a ton of 9mm. I probably should find. I got plenty of ammo. 9mm is the most common, so I stock up on that. But if we do that, I may have to. Yeah. It's true. Here's the thing: ammo is expensive. It is. It's getting more expensive. So I don't usually fire. The 45 ACP. I don't usually fire much of that because that's part of my 1911. I fire my 1911, from time to time, but it's usually, in terms of being cost effective, I usually just take the 9mm to the range or, shoot cans 9mm over, because I got a whole bunch of them for cheap. But if we do it, it'll probably be the 9mm as opposed to the 45 ACP and the 5.56. Although, what I can offer is shotgun. We'll fire off the shotgun. Okay? That's my consolation. And by the way, again, I will repeat this. For those of you in the UK, you may not know much about guns because you gave up your guns. If I had to choose one gun for home defense, it would be my bullpup. The bullpup is a semi-auto shotgun that is, just a work of art. It is a work of art. I love that thing so much. It's incredible. The bullpup. It's got that pit bull energy. It's like an AR that shoots shotgun rounds. Shotgun shells galore. So we'll fire some of those. We'll fire the 9mm. We're good on that. That's my compromise. So that's what we'll do. Because I'm not going to do a goal. No, I'm not going to do a goal. See, let me just explain something. This is the difference between somebody like DSP and somebody like me. You see, somebody like DSP, what he would do is he would say, all right, guys, all right, we're going to have a goal. And if we reach the goal, then I may go out and get some ammo and we can fire the 5.56. But basically locking the event behind the paywall. No, the event's going to happen no matter what. As long as you guys want it, I'm willing to do it. Okay? I will be the fireworks for all of you in the UK. I will be the fireworks. Okay? We're going to have fun tomorrow, on 4th. We're going to have some fun on the 4th of July. Believe that. So I hope that you guys will mark your calendars. I hope that you'll tune in because it is going to be an amazing, amazing show. All right. Let's take a look at what's going on. Discord voice chat. Hello?
Hey, give me a second. Let me drop the other earbud. So, hey, I know this is a little bit short notice, but gotta ask you, have you checked your count on Rumble lately?
I checked my count on Rumble?
Yeah, the number of subscribers.
Oh, I did, yeah. Well, you hit 100.
Okay, shoot. I wanted to be the one to announce
I just
that, but
I'm
sounds
sorry.
like you already did.
Oh, no, I haven't checked that at all. What does it say?
We are at 100 subscribers.
Let's go! 100! Woo! Yeah!
Seriously, though, congratulations. Now let's really stick it to that son of a bitch, the quartering.
Yeah. That's great news. We hit 100 followers over on Rumble, which is the minimum that you need to become a partner.
I'd been keeping an eye on the number of subscribers, and it happened sometime between last night and this morning, from what I could tell.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. That's amazing. Let's go. Achievement unlocked.
Yep, like Rallick is saying. I've been kind of pushing in the chats. I don't know if you saw me, because every now and again I'd remind people to subscribe to the Rumble in the text channels, both YouTube and Kick.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So, yeah, want to make sure you
very, very much.
Alrighty. Keep up the good work, brother.
I'll do my best. You doing anything for 4th of July?
I actually got one of my siblings, just picked her up and brought her, because she lives about 2-ish hours away from where we live. Brought her here because mild doxing, well, kind of. I live near Fort Hood, the largest army fort. And every 4th of July, they do a celebration there. So, planning to take a couple of my siblings to that. One sibling doesn't do well with fireworks. He's autistic, so the loud noises bother him.
Very nice.
So he and Pops are just going to stay home, kind of chill out, and I'm the one stuck with 2 girls, and they're my sisters. Oh, boy, pray for me.
Well, good luck, brother. Oh, God.
Thanks.
Oh, man. All right. Thank you for stopping by.
Bringing me in on such short notice. And once again, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I'll try not to let it go to my head. We got 100 followers on Rumble. But I do appreciate all the support. And Dixon from the sector says MP5 full auto with auto spaz 12 from the fence is what the founders intended. True, brother. Yeah, I am more. I would agree with that. You know what? Let people have automatic weapons. Let them have automatic weapons. You know what? You want 3,000 rounds a minute? Fine. Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I think we should legalize automatic weapons. Let's legalize the automatic weapons. Just because it'd be fun to have. You know, they used to be able to have them in the 60s, 70s. Used to be able to have them. You know. I want an AR-15 that is as heavy as 10 boxes. That's interesting. I like my bullpup, so we may fire some of that tomorrow. Or on the 4th of July. Oh, what's this? Oh, hey, you guys remember Extra Emily? Brothers, we talked about Extra Emily basically putting somebody's life in danger yet again in her car. Because she was looking at the chat, she wasn't paying attention, she was negligently driving. And we have a huge issue with negligent drivers because when you are making content online, your focus is on this over here when it should be on the safety of yourself and everyone else on the road. So, Extra Emily has responded. She was banned on Twitch for a day. Let's just take a look.
Nader, thank you for the 200 bits. I mean, 200 gifted. It's insane. Okay, sorry, my brain's all over the place. I'll just say my thing before so I can just say it now. But if you don't know, I was suspended 2 days ago for distracted driving, and I clearly understand why I was suspended because it's very dangerous, and I want to learn from my mistake and do better in the future. So from now on, I'm going to try to minimize the amount of driving that I'm doing on stream, and if I do drive on stream, I'm definitely going to have the chat off, and I just want to do better and not make the same mistake again and again. So I do feel really bad for like being distracted and, you know, not being safe on the roads. And I totally understand why people are like, what the heck? Like, what is happening? But I'm learning from it, and I want to just do better and not do that again. So I'll probably not.
You've done it multiple times now. You've had multiple issues. What you should have done, by the way, Extra Emily is really uncomfortable in these situations. She doesn't maintain eye contact. She doesn't maintain eye contact. She doesn't look at the chat. She doesn't look at the camera. It's very passive. Guys. Oh man, you know, this thing happened to me. It's like, no, you made a huge mistake. Again, you should say, guys, I am not going to be streaming anymore from inside the car while it's moving. Or I'm going to remove the chat completely while I'm driving. That's absolutely bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. You should be permanently banned. That's the reality.
I won't be driving on stream for like at least a few weeks.
Few weeks? How about forever? How about you never, ever get behind the wheel of a car while you got a camera rolling?
Who knows when I come back to Austin, but that's why I'm doing hitchhiking today, and I just like don't want to even risk it anymore. But even if I do drive, I'm gonna take steps to make sure I improve, which is like closing off chat or putting maybe the camera somewhere else and just improving in the future. So yeah, that's why I was suspended, if you didn't know. So I gotta just learn and improve and not make the same mistake again. So that is the goal. And yeah, it would be nice to do TTS. So if I ever do like a driving portion, feel free to TTS some messages, and then we can yap through that, kind of like what we did in the Canada road trip. So yes, we will rely on TTS and stuff.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're gonna do text to speech. You're gonna do text to speech. So you're still gonna be talking to your chat. You're just not gonna be looking at the camera. I mean, oh man. I think you're gonna kill somebody. I do. I think you don't give a shit here because you have main character syndrome. I think that you are arrogant enough that you're going to keep doing it. You're saying this because you want to avoid getting into trouble. I think you're going to kill somebody. How many accidents and near accidents, running red lights, how many things have you done? What, 3 at this point? 3? 3 strikes and you're out. Yeah, you should not be allowed to stream at all behind the wheel of a car. Yeah, that should be a special rule just for you. Just for you. But I don't know. Apparently I'm in the minority on that. So Extra Emily, yeah, that would be my advice to you. Is just stay away from streaming behind the wheel of a car. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Brothers, and now the moment you've all been waiting for. If you're like me, you've been paying attention to the Ethan Klein versus Frogan lawsuit that's been going on for many months. Well, now we have a conclusion. Ethan Klein won by default because Frogan pretended that the lawsuit didn't exist. And I know it's a crazy legal strategy. Didn't work out well for her. And she lost. And now she's been ordered. They are going to find out just how much she owes him. But it could be up to $190,000. That is a huge amount of money for Frogan that is also suffering from student loan debts. Now, here's the thing. Frogan could have avoided all of this if she actually engaged with the lawsuit. If she actually engaged and gave it an effort. Now, I do think she would have lost, but at least it would have been something where you could say, this is more fair. Like, this is more of a fight. Because when you just pretend that nothing's wrong and don't engage and I'm not talking about this, well, I mean, this is ultimately what happens. And now she's going to owe him a fortune. So we've got ya boy Asmongold, who has taken off the rainbow shirt. And he's got some things to say about this that I think are fairly interesting.
Statutory damages of $150,000 for willful infringement, or alternatively, $39,000 in disgorgement. Disgorgement. I haven't heard that.
Frogan is a disgorgement.
In profits, whichever is greater, $30,000 in TEI's responsible TED Entertainment Interactive. That's what it is. TEI, there you go. Yeah. Reasonable attorney's fees and taxable costs. So the courts generally do not look favorably on people who do not respond to lawsuits because it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the courts to not even respond to a lawsuit.
Right.
So now Frogan is ordered to pay $180,404 as a default judgment.
Right.
As of right now, her GoFundMe is currently $39,000, is still accepting donations, the vast majority of which have not gone towards legal defense.
Woo! Well, she's going to be putting that money and a lot more towards Ethan Klein. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, the Frogster responded. That's right, brothers. The Frogster, she responded, and it's more of the same, guys. It's more of the same.
You guys
it's delusion, it's cope, and it's her being one of the dumbest pieces of anti-American pro-terrorist trash that I've ever damn seen. It's terrible. It's terrible. Watch.
Hope to think that you guys don't think I'm stupid. And yeah, at the end of
guys, I don't want you to think I'm stupid. Just because I took like $40,000 from you and didn't fight this lawsuit, I don't want you to think I'm like stupid, okay? I don't want you to think I'm stupid. All right. Just because I lost, because I didn't even try. Oh my gosh.
my mic, bro. I'm hoping that at the end of the day, you guys don't think I'm stupid, you know? And yeah. I'm curious how you can cook on a default judgment. I can cook, but also, like, obviously I'm not going to say what's happening. But anyways, the whole point is they have to prove damages. Damages have to be proven. This is federal court. And one last thing on this, guys. This is the amount of commentary I did during the content nuke. The yellow is normal speed, green is 1.5 speed, and blue is 1.75 speed. Okay. And if I remember correctly, I had the video paused 52% of the time. And the average length of unpaused playing was 23.3 seconds. And if Ethan said that my lawyer wasn't responsive, he's a fucking liar because he knows our lawyers have been talking. He knows our lawyers have been talking since the end of July of last year. And at the end of the day, me personally, I don't understand why people stalk the docket. It's so crazy to me. Like, it's crazy to me how Reddit found out before I did. Like, don't you think that's kind of insane? Like, people are coming in here telling me shit I didn't even know about my own lawsuit right now. Because this shit's happening after hours.
Yes. Yes, that is insane. That is insane that you are learning about this before Frogan. You have not handled this in any sort of intelligent or reasonable way. You have demonstrated a profound lack of judgment. You, who is the anti-American, pro-terrorist radical, and you wonder why people are paying attention to you getting absolutely smote and losing a bunch of money? You are curious about that? Frogan, you are the personification of evil. It's not that you're the most evil person in the world. You're just some fat terrorist supporting retard. You're just a low IQ tool. But it's the fact that you represent a system that encourages anti-American behavior, and now you've lost a fortune. So yes, people are going to be paying attention because you represent the enemy. You are the enemy. And watching you get sued into the poorhouse is satisfying. It's entertaining for some people. It's cathartic for others. For some people, it's both. But ultimately, in this, you have nobody but to blame but yourself. Nobody. What is she doing?
What, like a Game Pass thing?
Yeah.
1769.
What?
You're gonna buy a Game Pass month, or are you gonna buy
A gift card.
Okay.
She's trying to buy a game with a gift card. This was back in May. So she's broke. She spent all of her money that she got. She spent all of it on McDonald's. How many Big Macs could you buy with $39,000? Let's ask Grok. How many Big Macs could you buy with $40,000? How many Big Macs could you buy with $40,000? That's the question. That's what we need to know. All right, Grok is thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Okay. How many Big Macs? That's what we need to know. Make sure you include the DoorDash fee. That's true. That's true. So, approximately, this is just approximately, 6,500 to 7,000 Big Macs. Wow. 6,500 to 7,000 Big Macs. And that's on the depending on exact price and location. The price of a Big Mac, just the burger, not the meal, Varies across the U.S. by state, city, and even individual restaurant. Nationwide average around $5.79 to $6.12. In some lower cost areas, as low as $4.50. In higher cost cities, $6.50 to $7.50 plus. Wow. So if you take the average of $6.12 divided by 4,000, you get 6,000. Okay, so now if you use the slightly lower 579, you get 6,908 Big Macs. That's a lot of Big Macs. And it seems like that's where the money went. So, I don't know, maybe Ethan Klein can get some of that money back. Some form of return on investment. That'd be nice. Be nice to at least get something, wouldn't it? But anyway, yeah, Frogan is humiliated.
Where does the MCDs meme come from? Does she really eat MCDs on stream? I've never seen clips.
Where does the McDonald's meme come from? I think it comes from the fact that she's always eating on stream. And McDonald's is just a funny choice. I could be wrong. Maybe there's something more specific. But I think that's what it is. She's always eating. And a Big Mac is just an iconic fast food sandwich. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's eaten a Big Mac on stream. And it's caused people to associate that. But anyway. All right, guys. I appreciate the donation, brother. That's where we're going to end things. The Frogan arc is coming to an end. She is soon going to owe more money than she's able to earn in years. She's going to be an indentured servant to Ethan Klein. Hassan Piker is not going to give her a single dime. Hassan Piker, who is a multimillionaire, is not going to bail her out, even though she did this for Hassan. They all did this for Hassan. And he's not going to help bail them out. He's not going to help get them out of the situation. No, not at all. Yeah. Hassan's thing is, you know what? You were useful for a minute. Now you're not. We'll find somebody else. That's the thinking of Hassan Piker. Anyway, that'll do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. This. Let's see. Okay. Frogan. Man, can you imagine? Can you imagine Frogan having to cough up all that money? Woo! It's a good day. And Hassan potentially going to jail. That's a good one. Did you do the quartering segment? Yes, you missed it. The quartering segment was at the beginning of the show. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy, you missed it. You're going to have to watch it back on the VOD. Yeah, we went over it. Okay. Let me take a look. See where we... Oh, this is interesting. Well, maybe we'll do another quartering segment. Maybe we'll do another quartering segment right now. Well, brothers, we're going to make it a twofer for this stream. We're going to talk about the quartering yet again. It seems that in addition to the quartering basically making fun of his own church, which was the first segment, the quartering went on to talk about how he didn't like going to his church, and it was a chore and a bore, and it was boring, and he didn't like it. It was very tough. It was very tough going to church and sitting through the whole thing because it wasn't entertaining enough for him. And so he was willing to run down his entire church and revealed that he hasn't yet read the Bible at all. Somebody in chat absolutely humiliated him by bringing up Genesis, Job, and the book of Revelation, and the quartering didn't know any of them. I'm not kidding. That was the best spent money I have seen. Somebody coming in with a super chat that mentions Genesis, Job, and Revelation, and the quartering had no clue because he's never read the Bible. It was absolutely humiliating. Anyway, we're going to be focusing on another angle where the quartering has claimed multiple times that he has been harassed, doxxed, stalked, that people are coming after him. It's the Kiwi Farms. The Kiwi Farms are attacking me. I'm under attack by the woke Kiwi Farms. And they're coming after my wife and all that stuff. Well, we may have a little bit more insight into whether or not that's true. We see this video from Luther Morgan. And Luther Morgan has a video that is titled, "The Quartering's Harassment Allegations. I Have the Police Reports. Swatting and Dog Attack." So we're going to see right now if what the quartering said was true. Maybe. Maybe the quartering was correct. Maybe he was swatted and maybe there was a car in front of his house and all this. You know? My ideology is under attack. Yeah, right. Of my theology. Yeah, true.
Hey, Luther Morgan here, and today we're going to be going through police reports that Jeremy Hambley has filed or have been filed against him to see if he actually filed a police report in relation to harassment allegations that happened in 2026. It's just taken a while for the police department to get back to me. Just a quick side note, a few weeks ago I asked people if they had ever received a response from Jeremy Hambley. I wanted to thank everybody for their submissions. I wanted to highlight two of them, one positive and one negative. Here's the positive one. Sent 3 years ago by a former fan of the quartering. The quartering responded very simply, "I appreciate your kind words." So, he does respond. And here's the negative one. This was sent back in January after the whole Amfest disaster. The emailer wrote, "You blew your shot at Hamfest, fatso. Melanie is engaged to some fucking Filipino guy." Hambley responded with, "I'm married retard." So he does respond in the negative sometimes at...
Why wouldn't you just ignore that? Why wouldn't you just ignore that?
2:41 in the morning as well. Miller time? You make up your own mind. Something that I've been waiting on for several months was a response from the Washington County Sheriff's Office. An anonymous friend of the channel was a really big help in getting me these documents, so thank you to you out there. Jeremy Hambley made numerous claims about people showing up to his house, the red F-150, receiving unwanted phone calls, his friends were doxxed, receiving strange mail, and even claimed his in-laws were being harassed. And he made a very specific claim stating, quote, "We've had to involve law enforcement over some of this insanity too." So I wanted to check. Did Jeremy Hambley make a report to the police? Or was this just another lie? What do you think? Well, I was able to find a police report about a false swatting attack on the quartering. However, it was from March 8, 2023. So if we look at this, it's from the Washington County Sheriff's Office. And it says, an unknown suspect called the Washington County Sheriff's Office and claimed to be, these are all redacted of course, the suspect had stabbed his wife were at home, there were no injuries, and this person was a victim of swatting when he lived in Waukesha County. So that's a reference to Jeremy swatting at his previous home. I believe that was in 2021. So if we scroll down here, it just says, 10:30 in the morning, the suspect said that he had just stabbed his girlfriend and then threatened to shoot himself. And it looks like the deputies were en route to Jeremy's house when it's like they realized, oh shit, this guy's been swatted in the past. And then, they're like, okay, nothing really happened. And we know it's Jeremy, even though it's redacted, because it's like, yeah, it was a YouTuber. He does political commentary. He advised his content is conservative leaning. So, remember, guys, he was never a conservative. He just told a policeman that. His YouTube channel is The Quartering, and the swatting calls all had happened when he was live on YouTube. So yeah, this is in the past, though. So he was swatted, but it was in 2023.
That's terrible, by the way. We condemn that in every possible term. Swatting is I mean, for me, I would classify swatting as attempted murder. I would. I would classify it as attempted murder. If you want to go with a terrorism charge, you can do that too. It's genuinely awful. It's just repugnant. You are taking things way too far. You're taking your internet beef into real life, and you're trying to get the police to kill somebody. That's what it is. You're trying to kill somebody by police. It's despicable.
What other reports are there? Well, Hambly called in this report on March 13, 2025. I originally read the date wrong and thought it was from 2026. However, this was all the way back in 2025. So what was going on back then? It says, Blank called in to make sure that we had a flag on file for previous swatting incidents for his address. Blank stated that he was concerned because he believes that it could happen to him in the next day or two, because it's been happening to everyone around him. And this is where it really gives him away, even though it's redacted. Blank runs a politically conservative YouTube page called The Quartering, where he has live streamed from 1,200 to 1,400 hours. He's been swatted in the past, and many of his streaming colleagues the past few days have been swatted. Blank had concerns that he may be potentially swatted as his address had already been swatted in the past. And that is correct. That happened in June of 2022, and that happened in March of 2023. So he did not have concerns that anyone would show up to his property, but the subjects of the recent swattings have used text or email to the PD sheriff's office, stating that someone had been killed, etc. And basically he just says, hey, if somebody calls in a thing, please contact me. So, but this was all the way back in March of 2025. So what was going on around this time that gave, Jeremy such pause? The Quartering did make a video on Alex Jones being swatted on March 12, 2025. It's possible that the Quartering, mistakenly believing that he was in the same league as Alex Jones, became concerned. He also made a video called One of Us Murdered Outside of His Home on March 11, 2025. And perhaps it was H3H3 getting his skull sent to their house and the false CPS call. He made a video about that on March 10, 2025. So it happened around this time. So it's possible that Jeremy thought that all these people were his colleagues and then mistakenly thought that his life was somehow in danger. So other than that, those were the only reports Hambly made to the police. So in this tweet from April of 2026, where he talked about being in communication with the police, that was a lie. Yeah, big surprise. Everyone's super shocked, right? Now, this dragnet into the Quartering's police report did reveal something I did not expect. To set the stage for you, let's go back to when Jeremy Hambly admitted to using a shock collar and gave away perhaps some of the details that led up to his dog needing a shock collar. Let's play the clips.
First of all, honestly, I would, again, I'm pretty... I don't mind e-collars, but that's under the guise that people are using them correctly.
Right.
I would never leave Huck's e-collar on him with those prongs in his neck for an extended period of time.
Right.
Like, that dog has his shock collar on for 12 hours a day inside the house. Like, the only scenario where I would be like, think about having the shock collar on the dog is if he's chasing and attacking the cats.
Right.
Like, I'm like, oh, I got to be careful. I don't want him to kill my cat or something like that.
Yeah.
But
wait, so your dog is so poorly trained that you need a shock collar on them? Oh. Why don't you just have your dog trained not to do that?
But like, to leave those prongs in that dog's neck for 12 hours at a time, that, I know some people are like, oh, heavens and Murgatroyd, an e-collar, I can never. Look, you never had a big dog. Like people like pinch collars, I could never. I'm like, dude.
When you have a dog that can't kill
my wife couldn't
people.
stop the dog.
Yeah.
They need the...
And even, is that dog a chow? It looks at least like chow.
Most part, I think, in the grand scheme of things, all three dogs combined have ever been shocked maybe twice. Ever. Maybe only once. I used a vibrate feature. That worked fine. There was one time where Huck got a little hungry and was going to munch up a smaller dog, and he got a little zap. He lived to tell the tale, and that dog did too. I have a problem with, however, people who improperly use e-collars. That is crazy. Like, maybe if you had cats in the house and your dog was showing aggression towards the...
So the Quartering is defending Hassan using a shock collar. Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, that seems pretty pathetic. I don't know why the Quartering would go this route. I don't know why he would stand up for Hassan. It's just very, very weird. Quartering. Not a great look here, Quartering, in addition to everything else. Oh yeah, Coffee Brand Coffee advertised right when you're talking about shocking dogs. What a great time. The internet's best coffee. Liar.
The cats, and you had to use it to like stop them from killing your cat or something like that. Maybe maybe that would be a like a strange like case, but you are not to use. He very clearly shocks this dog because the dog left the mat. Now, again, I will tell you about shock collars. I grew up in the country. I'm not some bleeding heart lib who's never owned a dog. I don't have a problem, especially with hunting dogs or if you have an aggressive breed. For example, I have 3 German Shepherds, as many of you know. They don't wear shock collars, especially in the house. The in-the-house shock collar thing is actually bonkers, okay? However, if I was taking my 110-pound German Shepherd to, say, the dog park or to a place where other dogs are and, I'm worried about it, I might consider having him wear a shock collar because sometimes a prey drive can kick in and it's for the safety of not just my dog, but other dogs. But I absolutely, positively would never shock my dog for...
So this is a police report from May 6, 2022. And it starts out quite ominous. While kids were outside playing with their dog, new neighbors were out walking around with their dog, which attacked the 1017 dogs. 2 other dogs then came onto their property and went after their livestock. So these new neighbors, that's Mr. and Mrs. Hambly. All right, so 1017 is out all weekend for kids' sports, so, the police, had to come back later. So it says, blank was out walking with his daughter at blank property on Pleasant Hill. That's the name of a street. It is a house under construction. So this is the giant Hambly estate when it was under construction. Black Lab was outside and her kids were throwing a ball for it. Blank dog went off her property and onto blank. And blank, while the dog was there, it was greeted and had a fight with 2 German Shepherds owned by Redacted. I think you know who that is. The dogs separated and the Black Lab returned home.
Interesting.
This other person, the neighbor, advised that her dog was fine and it was not injured. She advised that Redacted came onto her property. They wanted to make sure that her dog was fine. While on the neighbor's property, 2 mixed breed dogs got a hold of a chicken. They bit the chicken. Blank advised that the chicken had really deep puncture wounds and she had to put it down. Redacted declined to provide a written statement. She advised that she wanted me to explain to this would be the Hambleys, that they had some really expensive priced cows and just don't want their livestock attacked. I made contact with Redacted. He apologized. I'm thinking this is Jeremy Hambly. He apologized for the events and expressed that he wanted to pay restitution for the chicken. I spoke with, this would be the neighbor, and she advised that I could forward her husband's number to, sounds like Jeremy. I spoke with Redacted. He also advised that he would pay for the chicken. I explained that I believe Redacted was going to handle that aspect. All parties warned about keeping their dogs under control and on their property at all times.
Okay.
So what really happened here, guys? It's a little bit hard to know because obviously all the names and shit are redacted. That was the police that did that, so I don't have an unredacted one. So if my interpretation is wrong, Jeremy's more than willing, or should be more than willing, to come out with the actual police report and prove me wrong. What happened, it sounds like, was a very unfortunate situation where this neighbor, their dog got into Jeremy's yard, and then it sounds like 2 German Shepherds, that would be Jeremy's dog, defended themselves on their home turf and got into a fight with his dog. Now, so not necessarily Jeremy's dog's fault, but perhaps Jeremy not being able to control his dogs, or maybe his wife not being able to control his dogs, that's what put him over the edge, and that's what made him think, or that's what he thought was necessary, was a shock collar as a last resort to break up this fight because his dogs were out of control. And if you look at the police report here, it says 2 mixed breed dogs got a hold of a chicken. So that's not Jeremy's dogs. His 3 dogs are purebred dogs. So I don't know if that was dogs that Jeremy doesn't have anymore, or if that were dogs that they were fostering or they were looking after or whatever. But obviously they couldn't control these dogs, and then they retaliated and went on the neighbor's property and killed an innocent chicken, savaged an innocent chicken. So I think this is a very possible explanation. So you tell me, guys, does this vindicate Jeremy Hambly's decision to use the shock collar, or does it just prove what an irresponsible owner he is, where he has all these dogs that he just can't control? Now, I'm not saying his animals were 100% at fault, because it sounds like the neighbor's Labrador went onto their property, but I think it's very possible that Jeremy Hambly couldn't control his animals, or he couldn't break up this fight.
Yeah, he couldn't control the animals. I think that's the important thing to keep in mind. Jeremy had any choice of dogs, and he went with a German Shepherd. Now, does Jeremy seem like the type of person that can handle a German Shepherd? No. So he uses the shock collar as a crutch because the dogs don't respect him. That's the reality. Now, he could have chosen a golden retriever. You know, when you're living in, the area that he is, there are other people around you. German Shepherds are not the right dog for that environment. So he should have known better. I think it's very interesting that he would choose a golden retriever. And the reason that he chose golden retrievers, I think, is because of the optics. Because everything about Jeremy is about optics. He wanted the biggest gun. He wanted the best watch. He wanted the best dogs. He wanted the appearance of materialism that he was some kind of like kingpin, when all the while, it's just not true. That's just not who he is. That's just not who he is at all. Anyway, that's going to do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay. All right. So actually, guys, I'm going to end stream early. I just got a text message. I'm going to end stream early so that I can process. I'm going to end stream early so I can process the text message I just got. I want to thank you guys for supporting the channel. I want to thank you guys for continuing to, the super chats and the commitments. I just want to thank you guys. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yeah, we will be here tomorrow. I will have a 4th of July stream on the 4th of July. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it right now, but I think it'd probably be better if I ended stream and dealt with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I appreciate your prayers. Yeah, that's yeah. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you for always supporting the channel. Thank you guys.